What's up, 12's? It's your boy Brandon Michael, and guys, it's over. The 2020-2021 Seattle Seahawks season is over, and I have a lot of thoughts I want to go ahead and say. First and foremost, thank you guys for coming on this journey. I know I have a lot of new subscribers, and thank you guys for coming on this long 2020-2021 season with me. It was a lot of fun, a lot of ups and downs, and we didn't even know if we were going to play with COVID, and the fact that we got through a whole season is incredible. I thought we were only going to play 3 or 4 games, and the season was going to get canceled, but the way the NFL handled it, hats off to them, and hats off to this team, obviously, for coming together with no OTAs and stuff, and jumping right in and playing football with no preseason. So proud of the team on that aspect, and a lot of things to reflect on. Like I said, I mean, first and foremost, I just want to go ahead and say I'm conflicted because first of all, I want to thank the Seahawks. Like I said, we had a fun year, but I want people gone. I'm very conflicted because I want people fired, but at the same time, there's another part of me that's saying, well, can you be completely mad at them because they didn't have a full offseason to prepare for all their new, offseason acquisitions? But the other side of me is like, don't make excuses for them whether they had the offseason or not. Everybody didn't have an offseason. Green Bay didn't have an offseason. They're 13-3. Buffalo didn't have an offseason. They had some offseason acquisitions. So the other part of me is like, no, let's not make an excuse for them. Let's get rid of Brian Schottenheimer and get rid of Ken Norton during the offseason. And you guys already know my opinions on Pete Carroll. I don't understand why we signed him to another contract. Doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, just some of the calls. We're gonna go ahead and we're covering most of this, but one call I gonna want to go ahead and cover is the delay game penalty. I just didn't understand that. Him and Russ need to get that figured out. Once again, a late season penalty late in a game that shouldn't be happening, just like last year against San Francisco, Week 17, when the division is on the line, and we're at the one, and we're having all this time trying to create our play, send Martian out there. All of a sudden, delay game, with however many seconds are left in the fourth quarter, and now we're back to 5 yards, and now we have to start off at the 6 yard line and run our play. It happened this year too. We had all that time to decide what play we were at, and Russ was trying to get that. I'm like, no, don't try and get the play call up. You had all that time while Damien was down to go ahead and try and figure out a play call, and y'all were just sitting around and I saw a lot of this. Create a play. Y'all are down by 10 in a wild card game. You should use that time to go ahead and try and scheme up something. Once again, another missed opportunity for Pete Carroll in this offense. Russell Wilson, I want to go ahead and I want to talk to you too, because obviously he's not listening to this, but this is if I was going to talk to Russell Wilson. You're getting paid $35 million a year, okay? You're not playing like a $35 million per year quarterback, okay? And that's got to change, because if not, then you got to go too. Because, listen, you could go ahead and make excuses. I know the number one thing I'm going to hear in my comment section is, oh, well, the offensive line couldn't block. First and foremost, that offensive line is playing the number one defense in the NFL. You're not going to have a clean pocket 24/7. Russell Wilson, there were several cases where he had 3 to 4 seconds to throw the ball, but he was too hesitant, didn't make it didn't make a decision quick enough, and he didn't make a play. Another thing I do want to touch on is when you're paying your quarterback $35 million a year, you're not going to have the money to go ahead and have this superstar offensive line lineup. We're lucky that we have Dwayne Brown. Honestly, we're lucky we even have a guy like Dwayne Brown, a veteran who's been in this league for a while, and that's getting paid a decent amount of money. When you're paying Russell Wilson that much money, listen, you're not going to be able to surround him with many stars. Plain out and simple. And you know why? Because you pay him that money assuming that he is good enough to win games without an amazing cast around him. Obviously, Russell Wilson, we've been making this excuse over and over for him. In the last couple of years, it's been obvious where it's like, oh, well, he doesn't have the weapons around him and this and that. Oh, stop it. Russell, you got to show up too, man. I don't know what you're doing in the offseason. I don't know what you've been doing, but the Russell Wilson we saw a few years ago, 4 to 5 years ago, like 3 years ago, like 2018, 2017, I saw way more from that Russell Wilson that I've been seeing this year in the second half. Just being playing out. We just speaking facts out here. So, disappointing from Russell Wilson. We're paying a lot of guys. I mean, Bobby Wagner had one of his worst years in the last few years. We saw missed tackles today against Cam Akers. You know, he missed a tackle. All of a sudden, Cam Akers run 25 yards down the field. That just can't be happening, especially with a guy like Bobby and the amount of money we're paying him. He's got to step up, or he's got to go too. Um, we need to make a lot of changes. And you know what? This is heartbreaking because it sucks because we don't even have a first round pick. We went all in for this year, getting Jamal Adams and Carlos Dunlap and him. We got Quentin Dunbar. We got all these guys. We were going all in for the season. And look, we got eliminated in the first round once again. People gotta go. People gotta go. And what sucks is, like I said, it's gonna, even if we try and fix something, because listen, Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner are getting late into their 30s. I mean, not late into their 30s, but they're aging. They're hitting their 30s, and before we know it, they're gonna be mid 30s, and their prime is gonna be, you know, way past them. We have to make a huge decision during this off season to people gotta go. People gotta go. Plain out and simple. I don't want to baby nobody. I don't want to no babying anyone this season. Russell, you have problems. All O-line, listen. They haven't played together since what, week 6 of this year, week 5. All of them together where everyone was healthy. So, I mean, they played pretty decent for what they were up against Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and those boys. So I'm not putting all the blame on them. Listen, like I said, they're doing what their job is. You know, they're not the best in the world, but they've given us plenty of opportunities. DK, the yelling, John at the sideline saying you want the ball. Shut up, man. Like, honestly, I mean, in a respectful way, shut up. I love you, DK. Your jersey is on my bed right now. But, dude, I mean, come on, man. This is a team sport. I understand you want the ball, but let that come naturally. Okay, and we saw what happened when it came naturally. You know, it came off the scramble, and he had that 51-yard touchdown. Don't be jawing at each other and trying to get mad at each other for stuff like, okay, let's get this offense going. You know, hey, let's go, Russ. Like, you know, get your mind clear. Not give me the ball, give me an opportunity. Don't do that, because that's weak. That's weak. If you want to get like what Doug Baldwin used to do, where he used to get in Russell's face and be like, get your mind straight. He wasn't screaming, give me the ball. He was like, get your mind straight, right? Like, let's go make a play right here. What are you doing? Or like, why are you doing this? DK's blatantly screaming at everyone on the sideline, Pete and Gino. Oh, give me the ball. He wants targets. We don't want that. I understand you're a young wide receiver, man, but this is a wild card game. We got to stay together as a team. If we don't do that, we start breaking apart. That's what happens. It sucks, man. Like I said, I'm going to start making some videos because now you guys can finally start to ask me, who do I want leaving? Do I want Shoddy gone? If I want Ken, Pete, Russ, whoever, we got to make some changes this offseason. And the future to me is, I'm honestly way more upset about last year's playoff loss than this year's. This year's I'm not too upset. I'm just happy the season's over. I'm not gonna even lie, guys. This season's been tough. This season's been really tough, and I was sitting there in the third quarter, honestly thinking, man, I kind of want us to lose because I'm kind of tired watching this team, and it's been the first time I said that in 10 years. They don't have heart when they play. Like both, it just seems like no one's got heart. And why should I have heart about this team if no one on the field even has heart? It literally feels like that. No one has any energy. Nobody, it's all anger on the sidelines. Nobody has any energy. No one's picking each other up. Russ doesn't look the same. Listen, if you're not going to put the energy into the team and trying to win games, why should us fans care? Like, honestly, because we're wasting our times, not wasting our times, but we're putting hours in per week to make videos, watch your team, watch this team, the Seahawks, whatever. And if you're going out there and you just don't have heart, you don't want to be out there or whatever, then honestly, I mean, that's what you're going to get. And us 12's, we're sitting at home and we're like, yeah, no one's playing with heart, no one's playing with urgency. I mean, we were 0 for 6 on third downs at what point? We might have still not, I mean, not a good day. Offense, I want people fired. I want a lot of people fired. I've been wanting Pete Carroll gone, but looks like we're stuck with Pete Carroll. I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm not sad. I'm not mad. I'm neutral. I want changes. This is going to be a long offseason. The draft isn't going to be as fun, obviously, since we don't have a first-round pick. But we just got to move on and listen. We went all in. The fact that we got eliminated by 10 points against the Rams, out of all the teams against the LA Rams, against Jared Goff and Sean McVay. Right, they just own us. They just own us, right? We're weak. We didn't want to go out there and play against them. They just outmanned us. They outplayed us. Man to man physicality. They're just manhandling us, and they're out there laughing and cheering on our home turf. Pathetic. Russell Wilson's first home playoff loss in his career, and we deserve it. We deserve it. Congrats on the Rams. Like I said, it sucks that we lost against the Rams out of all the teams. I didn't want to lose to Jared Goff and the Rams. It sucks, man. But we deserve it. We deserve every single part of that. And hopefully this is, I've said this last year and all this, I mean, we have no excuses. Hopefully this opens up everyone's eyes on this team. No excuses. Last year, we had excuses. Chris Carson got hurt. All these guys got hurt. We were injured we were limping into the playoffs. We had excuses. This year, no excuses. We had a terrible schedule mixed in with a team that was fairly healthy throughout the year. We were extremely healthy coming into this game. No excuses. And we lost to a Rams team that was banged up, was injured, playing a backup quarterback at one point, and then a starting quarterback that's below average and was playing with four fingers, and we still lost that team. And we still gave up 23 points offensively against that team, and then one pick six. Changes need to be made. No excuses. Don't make it, I don't want to hear in this comment section. We need to come together, Seahawks fans, and we have to stop being soft on our players. Don't come in here and try and give excuses to Russell Wilson. Don't give excuses to this O-line. Don't give excuses to the receivers. Don't give excuses to the coaches. No excuses to the defense. We need more production. And this defense is good, right? We saw some flashes, but there's still a lot of holes we need to fix. For the amount of talent we have on that defense, we should be even better than what we are. And I understand y'all are going to say, oh, well, we played good this game. Like I said, we played a sorry Rams offense with Jared Goff, who's hurt. Cooper Kupp was limping around, and, their offensive line was banged up. Cam Akers is good. Robert Woods is good. Higbee's, non-existent in that offense, but we know what he could do. No excuses. And like I said, I'm not upset. I was way more upset last year. If you guys want to scroll down and see my reaction to last year's loss, I was devastated because I was upset. This year, I'm like, pathetic. I'm glad this season's over. I need a break from this team because this team has caused me too much unnecessary stress, and I need a break from it. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I'll be back soon with more content. I do want to do a quick review of this season later, but this is just my immediate reaction to this game, to this season. Disappointing, man. 2021 season over. Your boy Hawkcast is out. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys for sticking through the season with me. It's been a long journey. On to the next one. Until next time.